One of college football's truly iconic programs kicks off its 134th season today. It's game day right here at Michigan. Let's join the University of Michigan marching band for one of college football's grand traditions. BTN Football is presented by John Deere. The season opener from the Big House, Central Michigan, against the Michigan Wolverines. Just 9 days ago, three-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl MVP, and Michigan man Tom Brady addressed Team 134.
Every man in this room is counting on you. And every player that's ever worn this helmet is counting on you. Because you guys are the ones that are lucky enough to play for Michigan. I didn't have an easy experience. I didn't come in as a top-rated recruit. I didn't come in with the opportunity to play right away. I had to earn it. And you know what the greatest honor I've ever received as a player is? In my fourth year and my fifth year, I was named team captain. That, to this day, is the single greatest achievement I've ever had as a football player. Because the men in this room chose me to lead their team. And these were my best friends. These were the guys that knew that I liked to work, that knew that I loved football, that knew that I loved to play, that knew that I wanted to be the quarterback for Michigan. And all the lessons that I learned here on State Street and in the Big House, that's still what I bring to practice today. And after 14 years, I love the game more than I've ever loved it. But where did I learn the love for the game? Where did I learn to practice? Where did I learn to compete? It was sitting in the same chairs that you guys are sitting in today.
Here come the 17th ranked Michigan Wolverines. Welcome, everyone. Matt Devlin alongside the coach, Glenn Mason. Certainly glad to have you along. And, Coach, this is one of the special places, certainly for a season opener. Welcome, everyone, to the Big House.
Tradition. You know, every place we go, they talk about tradition. Some places we go, you can feel it. Michigan is one of those places. Heck, around here, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it. And Brady Hoke's done a tremendous job of embracing that tradition. This is Michigan. This is the Big House.
Well, there's no question about that. And when you think about this program and where it is headed, gone are the days of Denard Robinson, one of the great quarterbacks to play here. And now, of course, it's the time for Devin Gardner. It is time for our national anthem here from the Big House. Let's go down to Lisa Byington for today's Best Buy sideline report here from Michigan Stadium as we get set for Central Michigan and Michigan.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You didn't bring any rain, did you?
I didn't bring the rain. No, I brought the sunshine.
Good, you did good then.
Coach, let's talk about your quarterback and the growth that you've seen in Devin Gardner, who's now practiced in the pro-style offense now in the spring and the full preseason.
Well, I think he's made a lot of strides, and I think Al's done a great job with him. I think he's matured. I think he's done a really good job of asserting himself as a leader on a football team.
You suspended Thomas Gordon just for this game, a violation of team rules. How does your secondary adjust to that loss?
Well, you know, we've got some depth back there, and we like the depth that we have. You know, Thomas is part of our family, and when you don't make great decisions, you know, you get punished a little bit. But Tom will be back with us. We love him. He's a great leader on our team.
Enjoy the nice weather.
Thank you.
Brady Hoke in his third season here at the helm of the Michigan Wolverine program. And, of course, he is undefeated here at the Big House, a perfect 14-0 as we look at the impact players. And, Coach Mason, when you take a look at Devin Gardner, last season, 8 games as a wide receiver, and then as Al Borges told us, it was a cram session as they moved him to quarterback.
Yeah, Al Borges, they had to use the spread offense because of Denard Robinson. That's not really what he or Brady Hoke wants to do. Now they got Devin Gardner. You're going to see the pro-style attack.
Tyler Lewan decides to come back and play his final season. Taylor Lewan anchors that offensive line.
Yeah, I applaud him. That's so unusual. But this is Michigan. There's been a tradition of that. He's coming back. He's playing for his team.
And you look at the defensive side of the ball, Coach, and gone is Jake Ryan. They expect the linebacker to come back in mid-October, and so now it's Cam Gordon that's going to see a lot of time there.
Yeah, Jake Ryan was the big play maker on that defense, and their leader, Cam Gordon's got some big shoes to fill.
Michigan wins the toss. They will defer to the second half. If you're looking for the Northern Illinois-Iowa game, go to btn.com/gamefinder right now to see where you can find your game. Dan Enos is the head coach of Central Michigan, one-time quarterback for the Michigan State Spartans. He is in his 4th season last year, 7-6. They won September 22nd at Iowa, 32-31. It was their 5th all-time win against the Big Ten. Last year they went to Little Caesars Bowl in Detroit as they defeated the Hilltoppers from Western Kentucky 24-21. 78 degrees, 63% humidity, and of course not as hot as it was the other night in the Twin Cities.
It was like a furnace. You got that absolutely correct.
And we are set for kickoff here Weil, the junior, to kick off. And we are underway. Here come the Chippewas. Cody Cater taking over for Ryan Radcliffe. Radcliffe a season ago threw for better than 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. We'll also see Alex Niznak from Ithaca, Michigan. They said it was a great battle in camp between Cater and Niznak, and they want to reward Niznak, and so expect to see him here in the first half. And quickly, they throw it to the near side, and a first down as Courtney Williams reels it in. And the Chippewas moving the football.
Michigan decided to bring pressure, brought the linebacker right on the first snap. You got to credit Cody Cater. He recognized it, found one-on-one coverage, got the easy pass out there.
Cater under center. He is a transfer. He started at the University of Cincinnati. Cincinnati earlier today pounding Purdue as Cater hands off. And the first time that Zerlon Tipton sees the football, one of the great running backs in the MAC. He is knocked back hard by Desmond Morgan. Let's take a look at the Auto Owners Insurance starting defense. Frank Clark, Jabril Black, Quentin Washington, and Keith Heitzman up front for Greg Madison. He told us that they will rotate those D linemen through every 3 to 4 plays. Cater on the run, and he underthrows his intended target of Titus Davis, and Davis is explosive.
Well, Greg Madison dialed up another blitz there. He brought both linebackers up in the A gaps. They found a wide open receiver and missed the gimme.
Third down and 11 now for the Chippewas. Season opener from the Big House here in Michigan. Cater under pressure. Cater loses it. Loose ball. Do the Chippewas end up falling on it, or do the Wolverines have it? Brennan Byer coming out of there as if the Wolverines have it, but the fumble, and Central Michigan will recover. It's going to bring up fourth down now as Andy Phillips falls on it.
Well, I think Cater was trying to shovel the pass to the running back in front of him, and just he was wrapped up and couldn't get his hands going.
Richie Hogan out of Laguna Hills, California, the senior, to punt. Dennis Norfleet is back, bringing pressure, and a block all the way into the end zone. Reynolds with the touchdown for Michigan. Joe Reynolds comes in, scoops it up, and the Wolverines on special teams come through.
I've talked many times, you worry about your special teams going in the first game. Brady Hoke echoed that to us Friday. I guess he's got nothing to worry about, huh?
A 29-yard return. Gibbons. Brendan Gibbons. The extra point, and it is good. As Drew Dillio had the hold. And here it is, Coach. Coming in from the corner, the block, and Joe Reynolds with the touchdown.
Football on BTN is presented by John Deere. The off-road just got roomier. The new Gator XUV 825i S4. Now with seating for 4. And brought to you by Case Case IH. Be ready with the proven leader. Visit caseih.com/efficient power.
DeMonte Thomas with the block. And Joe Reynolds with the return, and 17th ranked Wolverine special teams coming through. You said this on Thursday night, and the first thing out of Brady Hoke's mouth when we talked to him yesterday was, you're always anxious and you're always nervous about that kick game, and he was able to get that special teams rolling for him early. And the Chippewas will come out for their second series here.
Well, you'll see the right end on the punt team. He lets the guy go, and he about took that ball off the punter's foot before he got there. And Dan Enos is thinking, you know, I didn't scrimmage the punt enough. I didn't work on it enough, and I got exploited here in the big house.
Wolverines have won 14 in a row here at home, second longest active streak in the land, behind Northern Illinois. And out to the 25-yard line, the Chippewas once again under center is Cody Cater. Cater to the air and to the near side, and it is dropped by Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams drops it, and it's going to bring up now 2nd down and 10. As Blake Countess, who was out all of last year with a torn ACL, was right there. The sophomore from Owings Mills, Maryland, just outside of Baltimore. I formation. Titus Davis up top, and a handoff. Tipton trying to get outside, stretched outside, and brought down at the 32 as Jared Wilson comes up. And you see Zerlon Tipton last season, 1,492 yards, averaged nearly 6 yards a carry, and he wasn't first team All-MAC, second team All-MAC.
Those other guys have to be awfully good.
Dry Arthur of Kent State,
who won the MAC, they're undefeated in the MAC conference.
David Fluellen out of Toledo. They're down at the Swamp today, taking on Florida. Here's Cater. Cater to the air. And Courtney Williams unable to come away with it. Short arms it. And we've seen now Cody Cater, that release, just not that tight right now.
Well, you know, that one had a chance, but you know, you throw that slant in there and the receiver knows he's going to get hit. You got to put it right in front of him. You don't want it to be high. You sure don't want it to be behind him, but he's a little off. He might be a little nervous playing in the big house.
Richie Hogan now with some nerves settling in. The last punt attempt was blocked this time. It's going to go end over end, and it's going to roll inside the 15. And watch out, that one was nearly lost. And the Wolverines are able to fall on top of it as Dennis Norfleet had some issues with it in a 61-yard punt. Delano Hill doing an excellent job of falling on top of it. Here's Devin Gardner. So the Denard Robinson era over, and time now for Devin Gardner, and so much talk about the pro-style offense that Al Borges and Brady Hoke want here at Michigan.
Well, he's got a lot of experience playing for Michigan. It's a little bit different now because he is the starting quarterback. They'll utilize the shotgun, and he'll go under center at times.
Now Borges telling us as Gardner finds Funchess and the pass is incomplete, telling us how the first 4 weeks after he took over at quarterback was a cram session, moving him from wide receiver to quarterback. And then they had that ability, as they got prepared for the Outback Bowl, to really sit down, kind of enter the classroom once again with him. And that pass is picked off by the Chippewas. Jared Chapman comes in from the sting position. And Chapman with the interception.
You know, here you come, you're back up and you're back to the goal line. You come off, you throw 2 consecutive passes. I'm a little bit surprised because the first thing that Al Borger said as we met him, he said, hey, we're going to run the football if it kills us. If it kills us, if they throw 2 straight passes, second one intercepted, great opportunity for Central.
Gardner throws the interception. First career interception for Chapman. Out of the shotgun. And Alex Niznak is in. Niznak to run the football. And he is brought down. Joe Bolden comes in and makes the stop. And this is a Michigan defense. Doesn't have Jake Ryan. Expected back mid-October. Safety Courtney Avery is out, had knee surgery to remove damaged cartilage in his right knee. He's going to miss a couple of weeks. And no Thomas Gordon, suspended before the game. Tipton bounces off of a tackle. Tipton getting outside, and Countess comes up, lowers the shoulder, and drives him out of bounds, along with Jared Wilson.
Really good play by Blake Countess. As you mentioned, he came, he cleaned up, he knocked that big running back backwards. When you get down around the goal line, you got to do that, or he's going to stretch the ball out. And that's playing hard right there.
Josh Furman, who got the start for the suspended Thomas Gordon, was also there. Third down and goal now for the Chippewas. I formation. Niznak under center. Tipton looking for a seam. Tipton, did he get in? Stretching out. We have no sign yet from the officials.
They went unbalanced into the boundary and ran back to the field to the 2-man side. I think if I'm Coach Enos, I'm going to go for it.
Absolutely.
I'm playing in the big house. I'm playing in the Wolverines. Let's go. I got 69 players on my team that are from the state of Michigan that weren't recruited by Michigan. Let's go. We want to beat these guys. We got to get it in from the 1-yard line. 1-inch line. Maybe 2 inches. If you can run option, if you have option in your package, this is a great place to run option.
They had movement up front. Andy Phillips. Jake Olson on that left side. Mike Cannon, the referee.
Delay game, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down. The delay was before the snap.
Saying the delay of game before the snap, a 5-yard penalty. And so that changes the decision for Dan Enos.
The delay would have to be before the snap, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And that's, but he was cleaning up how the left guard kind of jumped a little bit early. Ron Caluzzi, the redshirt freshman from Naperville, Illinois. The field goal, 23 yards, is good. Richie Hogan has it blocked and scooped up by Joe Reynolds. Michigan on the board, and then Devin Gardner throwing the interception. It's 7-3 Wolverines. Welcome back to Ann Arbor. Here for the Wolverines and the Chippewas. BTN football on a Saturday. Matt Devlin, Glenn Mason, Lisa Byington, great to be with you here from the big house. And a couple of mistakes, and it's 7-3. Connor Gagne, the kickoff, the senior from Midland, Michigan. Drew Dillio is back, and Dennis Norfleet for the Wolverines. This is Norfleet. He'll take it at the 2. Norfleet breaking to the near side at the 20. Stuttering, and now is stopped as he is wrapped up and pushed out of bounds. And let's send it down to Lisa Byington. Lisa?
Matt, talking to Dan Enos in the pregame, he was talking about their walkthrough through the Big House on Friday, and he kind of took a little Hoosiers approach. He walked in with a team and he said, see, there's 100 yards here. And see, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people here. And you know what? Actually, if they boo, they might actually be booing me because I have a little green and white blood. And I had a little bit of a success here in this building. So trying to downplay it a little bit for these guys and getting them prepared for this moment.
Of course, quarterback at Michigan State with the Spartans. Here's Gardner running with the football. Gardner is finally brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. And this is a Chippewa team that also has Jeremy Gaynor. Gaynor, transfer from Michigan State. Gaynor, number 21. And so there's certainly enough players with Michigan State experience here as well as history as Gardner pump fakes, keeps it himself and is tackled, and he has the first down for the Wolverines. Let's look at the Auto Owners Insurance starting defense for Central Michigan. Just mentioned Jeremy Gaynor, Batarius Walton up front, Matt Lozanecki, this is a defense that is a 4-2-5. Here is Fitz Toussaint. Toussaint carrying the football for the first time since being injured last year against Iowa.
When we talked to the Michigan staff and the players, they were all in agreement. They were so fired up about Fitzgerald Toussaint returning. They couldn't wait to see him play because how hard he worked to get back.
And a scrimmage here at night. A couple weeks back, Brady Hoke told us it was important for Toussaint to run out of that tight out of the tunnel, as that pass is intended for Joe Reynolds and is dropped thrown behind him, and Gardner starts 0 for 3. But just having the emotions of coming back out of the tunnel, coach, onto the field where you were injured.
Well, I can tell you there's got to be some apprehension till you take that first hit. He's had the first hit. He's ready to play now.
Gardner under pressure, out of the pocket, looks downfield, throws back across the middle. Drew Dilio. Dilio cuts it to the far side, inside the 25, and finally brought down at the 21-yard line. 36-yard hookup, and an excellent job of Gardner getting out of the pocket and finding Dilio.
That was just Sandlot football. He went back. He was confused on the coverage. The protection held up, then it broke down. He scrambled out there, just like he did, played the Sandlot. Find an open guy and throw it to him.
Kayvon Frazier, a sophomore from Grand Rapids, with the stop. Gardner with time, pump fakes, plenty of time, all the time in the world. Now decides to tuck it and go. Gardner inside the 10. Gardner drops into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. 22-yard touchdown run for Gardner.
Matt, I'll tell you the problem what Central Michigan's doing right now, they're confusing Gardner because they line up in a too-deep look, but they don't play it. On the snap, they're going to something else, and if they get pressure up front, then he can't figure it out. If they don't get pressured like you just saw right there, he stands back there, figures it out, throws the open guy, or pulls it down and run. They have to get more pressure. I'm talking about Central Michigan with the front four.
Gardner with his longest career run, his 10th career rushing touchdown. And the Wolverines up 14-3 here from the Big House. Gardner finds a seam. Touchdown, Wolverines. BTN goes where you want, when you want it. With BTN To Go, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Watch every football game on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. BTN To Go is now available to all major subscribers who receive BTN through their cable, satellite, or participating video providers. To learn more, visit btntogo.com. Also available in the App Store and on Google Play. Matt Wild to kick it off. Sailor LaValle takes it out of the end zone. LaValle pushes Courtney Williams out of the way, and then is stacked up and brought down prior to the 20-yard line. And here come the Chippewas once again. And first 2 seasons for Dan Enos went 3-9, 3-9. Last season started out slow, 2-5, ended up winning the final 3 games of the season. They got to a bowl game. And when you look at the expectations of Central Michigan, they have risen through the years. Why? You look at Brian Kelly, of course, now at Notre Dame, and then also Butch Jones, who is now at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Back in the game at quarterback, Cody Cater, and it is knocked down.
Well, Frank Clark came off there. He was unblocked. And I can tell you, if there's one guy I want to make sure I block for Michigan, it's Frank Clark.
Clark, the junior from Cleveland, Ohio, and you see the pressure coming in off of the edge. Cater just 1 of 5, 17 yards. It's now 2nd and 10. Cater, as we mentioned, he was recruited not only by Cincinnati, made the decision to go to Cincinnati, but he was recruited by Central Michigan. The junior from here in Michigan, and after some time in Cincinnati realized that he wanted to transfer, went to Grand Rapids Community College. Last season didn't play much, played against Northern Illinois and Navy, was 2 of 4 for 12 yards. And you come out and you get your first start. It's at the Big House, and the nerves have shown. Cater on a keeper. Cater strung out and now brought down by Desmond Morgan. Morgan plays in the middle there. And you look at not having Jake Ryan, led the team in sacks, tackles for loss, and then also tackles. But as you mentioned yesterday when we were talking to Greg Madison, yeah, he returns in mid-October, but then when you come back,
He'll have fresh legs. That's what the players call it, fresh legs.
3rd down and long now for Central Michigan. Out of the shotgun. Screen underneath to LaValle, and coming in with a big stick is Jared Wilson.
Awful good defense. They dialed up a blitz again. As you mentioned here, Central, they have the screen on. Pretty good call versus a blitz, but you gotta block the guy that's responsible for the screen, man. They didn't get it done. If they get him blocked, he's gonna go a long way.
4th down, 4th and 13. Jeremy Gallen is back. Richie Hogan, the punter for Central Michigan. 1 yard, now 2 yards shy of that end zone. And now whistles and a stoppage of play. And a timeout is taken by Central Michigan. 14-3, 17th ranked Wolverines. Down out of the timeout. Richie Hogan standing at his own 3.
You know, after Central got that first punt block, they've gone to a different punt formation now. They've got 3 protectors back.
Hogan gets underneath it, sends it back to the 35-yard line, and Gallen, good coverage. However, a penalty flag is down.
I would guess it's a block in the back. Typically, when you get a flag right there, that's what happens.
The 3 officials there in your screen.
Illegal block in the back. Return team, number 25. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down, Michigan.
Let's take a look back. It's Joe Reynolds number 85.
You know, you coach a guy there, you don't push him. You put your hands up and tell the official, I'm not doing anything. You block him with your body.
5:46 remaining here in this first quarter. Gardner on a handoff. Toussaint running outside. And Greer comes in at the end along with Frazier to bring him down. And running off the left side, Taylor Lewan, the left tackle, making the decision to come back and play his final year here at Michigan. And when asked, why would you come back and be your first-round pick? And he said, you know what, if you haven't played at Michigan, you wouldn't understand.
That's part of the tradition that we talked about in the open. And he's right. If you haven't done that, you don't understand it.
Jake Butt in motion. The freshman tight end here is Funchess. And Funchess has a first down now for the Wolverines as Blake Serpa comes in on the tackle, and it's a pickup of 11, Coach.
Yeah, you talk about Funchess. You talk about a great-looking athlete in a body. You know, sometimes you have those tight ends. They're just over-glorified tackles. Not him. He's just a big wide receiver playing inside, which means he's talented, and he's also tough.
Under center, Gardner on 1st and 10. Play action. Will find Jeremy Gallen. Gallen is wrapped up, but inside the territory for the Chippewas as Avery Cunningham comes in. You know, we talked to Devin Gardner. He said, who's your safety net? Who is the guy that you will go to? And he said, Jeremy Gallen.
He didn't hesitate. Big smile on his face. Great looking smile. He could probably do a toothpaste commercial. But he said, hey, that's my man. I know all about it. You gotta remember, he used to play wide receiver. He knows what those guys are doing, and he knows who he can really count on.
Williams, the tight end in motion. Toussaint trying to get outside and cut down by Jared Chapman. When we talked to Joe Tumpkin, the defensive coordinator for Central Michigan, they have a 4-2-5 here. And one of the things he said, you know, it's tough sometimes getting, you know, that third linebacker for us. And so that's why we decided to go 4-2-5. And Jared Chapman is that player that they have at what they call the sting position.
Yeah, and they've got a rich tradition. Whoever plays that sting position better make a lot of plays.
Out of the shotgun, it's 3rd down. Gardner fires, and the pass is caught by Dillio. Drew Dillio reels it in, and it's a pickup of 70 yards and another first down for Michigan.
Matt, that 4-2-5 that they're playing, though, is not much different than what a lot of teams are doing, playing more nickel defense because of how often you have to adjust the spread sets. And it makes it a lot easier to do that as long as you have that guy that's strong enough to play if they come out in a power run, but also good enough athlete to play in a wide open space.
Offense, number 86, 12 men in the huddle. 5-yard penalty, first down.
J.U. Chesson, a redshirt freshman, extremely high on Chesson. And a penalty against the Wolverines is going to be 1st and 15.
So 4-2-5 makes sense. That's why you see some teams like Wisconsin talking about they're going to play their base up, but they can also go back to a 3-4. Why? Adjust to spread offenses.
Gardner under center. Joe Carriage is the fullback. Toussaint. And they're going to flip it to Norfleet. Norfleet with room at the 25-20. Norfleet tripped up and finally brought down as Cody Lopez out of Plainfield, Illinois, the junior, was able to just grab onto the foot of Norfleet, a 38-yard pickup.
Well, I'll tell you about Dennis Norfleet. He's not very big. He's 5'7", 169 pounds from Detroit, Martin Luther King, but he is fast. But him falling in the open field like that, getting tripped up, he will take big-time grief from his teammates tomorrow in film session.
High formation once again. Gardner looks down. Taylor Lewan in conversation conversation, the left tackle with the tight end. They're going to give it to Toussaint. Toussaint looking for a seam. Toussaint now inside the 5.
This is the offense that I thought we'd see off the top of it when Al Borges talked about we're going to run the ball, we're going to run the ball. Well, they got the quarterback under center. They got 2 backs in the backfield. They got that big offensive line. They came off with the lead zone with the fullback lead. That's power football. That's when I think about when Michigan says they're going to run the football. That's the picture that I have in my mind. That's what they really want to get to.
There is Al Borges, offensive coordinator for Brady Hoke. Second down now, and flags are down, and Gardner lost the football there as he was pulling away from center.
False start, offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty, second down.
You talk about Al Borges, you know, he had to sit out of football, or I shouldn't say had to, he sat out of football in 08. And the first thing he told me is, he says, I just didn't sit out of football. I studied football for a year. And I'm not a spread package guy, but I studied it, so it enabled me when I came in and I inherited Denard Robinson, I was ready to go.
And they realized when they had Denard Robinson, the best way to win, incorporate that spread. 111, play action, rolling out. Gardner into the end zone. Touchdown. Jeremy Gallant had 4 touchdowns a season ago. His first here in 2013.
Well, they ran the naked play, and they dragged Gallant away from the backside. He was open, really open to begin with.
And better than 100,000 here at the Big House. A little bit of a hush as you see the officials all gathering here.
Watching the screen.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
Taylor Lewan, the standout for the Wolverines. A penalty on Michigan, and some flags here early on for their offense. And it's going to be second down now.
Well, let's watch the big guy, the All-American right here. He had the guy's face mask, too. He missed that one.
4 penalties for 25 yards here in this opening quarter. Under a minute remaining here in the first quarter, and another penalty marker is down. It hasn't been clean for the Wolverines here early, although they lead 14-3.
Actually, there's 2 flags thrown, where one was you'd think it would be holding. The other one you'd think too many men on the field, but I don't know what they're doing. The umpire threw 1 penalty.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal low block, number 9 of the offense. Holding, defense, number 36. Those penalties offset. Replay second down.
So the replay second down. Avery Cunningham for Central Michigan and Drew Dillio for the Wolverines. We talked to Al Borges. 85% of what they did a season ago was that spread. And then things changed, obviously, with Devin Gardner after being a wide receiver for 8 games, a starter at this position, quarterback position, 4-5, and now that pro-style offense under center. Gardner, play action. Gardner to the end zone, and no flag on the play. There was some contact. The pass intended for Jeremy Gallant. Jason Wilson was there on coverage. Let's watch 36. They called it on 36. And maybe
It might have been, I think they missed the number. I think it was 26 because he ran up and he grabbed the lineman by the jersey and pulled him out of the way for the blitz, which you can't do. I think he had the number wrong.
Gardner now. Gardner to the end zone, just shy of the end zone as Gallen came outside of the end zone to make the reception, coming back to the football.
This play worked, but it's not clean. He's getting pressure in the backfield. You can see he gets hit it and he throws it. It's not a crisp pass. Floats it up there. If Gallen did not come back to the ball, that could have been a big problem there. Those receivers have got to come back to the ball.
Brandon Greer on the stop. Gardner started 0-3 with an interception. Since that time, 5 of 6, 76 yards. As the first quarter comes to a close here from the Big House, a season opener for Devin Gardner and the Michigan Wolverines here on the Big Ten Network. Taylor Lewan leading them out of the tunnel. 14-3, the 17th ranked Wolverines lead the Chippewas. Devin Gardner has settled down after throwing that interception, Coach.
Well, again, I'm surprised. I don't maybe just trying to show everybody they have confidence in Devin Gardner, but I thought Alaport should come out running the football. He's throwing the football. Now he's settled down. He's the starting quarterback. Everything's going to be fine.
What did Devin Gardner tell us? He said it's been a long debate between the offensive coordinator, Al Borges, and himself about what they're going to do with the first play. He wanted to throw the football in the first play. So let's see who wins out. Right now, Borges said, no, we're going to run. And he decided to give Devin Gardner that opportunity to throw early.
Actually, Gardner says, I told him I want to throw it deep. Now you see why.
Good point. First down and goal to go. High formation. Gardner under center. The handoff fits Toussaint. Toussaint in the end zone. And a touchdown for the Wolverines.
Two tights, high formation, isolation, fullback on linebacker. I can block better than you can shed. I only got a yard to go. Now that's goal line offense right there.
Fitzgerald Toussaint out of Youngstown, Ohio, was injured November 17th against Iowa. 16th career rushing touchdown. Ran for 514 yards a season ago with 5 touchdowns, and of course was injured against Iowa. So a great scene for him to get back in the Big House, back in action, and then get into the end zone.
Well, you know, he's been out a while. When you see that guy, goal line offense, and give him the ball well blocked. I mean, the thing about it, I talk about all the time, Brady Hoke's going to dumb down the goal line. You get the ball, BYOB, and we know what that means.
Yes.
Be your own blocker, and that's what he's going to do.
Career rushing yards, active Big Ten running backs, and you see Fitzgerald Toussaint third.
And he would have been
James White and Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, and he would have been second if he didn't get hurt. Let's face it. I mean, this guy's had a heck of a career, and he's in a really poured on this year, senior year. Youngstown Liberty High School. Tough injury there. I have a hard time even looking at those, but as a running back, you get a banged up knee, torn ACL. A lot of hard work coming back. My hat's off to that young man.
And he really felt ready to go in spring. However, they were patient with that return, understandably so. Matt Wild to kick it off. And it is taken to Farrell Davis. Davis is wrapped up and spun back and tackled at the 16-yard line. And here come the Chippewas. And the Chippewas, this offense has been stagnant, and we've already seen Alex Niznak once before. We're going to see him once again here, taking over for Cody Cater.
And this was anticipated. I don't think we should read into it that they wanted to throw Cater under the bunch because he had Russ on the gameplay. But they were going to play 2 quarterbacks today, and there he goes.
And the second time that we've seen Niznak under center. Handoff. LaValle was the ball carrier. The sophomore. And let's send it down to Lisa Byington. Lisa.
Well, guys, Alex Niznak actually might get a little more playing time today. The training staff over here on the Central Michigan side telling me that Cody Cater is actually questionable to return. Underneath his jersey, he has a ice bag on that right shoulder. So they're calling it a shoulder injury and questionable now for his return in this game.
You know, the coach is telling us, Mike Cummings, the offensive coordinator, LaValle has the first down past the 30-yard line. That it was a great quarterback battle, and they were going to bring Alex in for a series in the first half. He said that Cater ended up being a little bit more consistent and didn't make the big mistake in camp. One of the reasons why they went with Cater over Niznak. But prior to that last play, Central Michigan, 11 plays, a total of 15 yards.
Well, you know, they've done a pretty fair job running the football. They're just running their offense.
Niznak with time goes down the middle of the field, and he overthrows his intended target at Titus Davis.
Well, if you're a Central Michigan fan, you're probably saying, well, where's the penalty? You just get your legs tied up like that, and you know, there's double coverage back there. You'd be awful lucky to complete that one, but you know, he threw it deep. Take a shot. Actually, the receiver slowed down. Davis slowed down and ran into the defender. Good no call by the official.
Niznak under center now. Taylor LaValle, the running back. Niznak on a slant. And Williams in and out of the hands of the wide receiver. Let's go to our Chicago studios and join Dave Repson. Rever.
Okay, Matt, Iowa's looked sluggish offensively, but the Hawkeyes get on the board against Northern Illinois with a defensive touchdown. Christian Kirksey coming up with a big hit, picks up the fumble and takes it into the end zone. Hawkeyes within 3 of NIU. It's 10-7.
This is a Central Michigan team that defeated Iowa last year at Kinnick Stadium on September 22nd. Niznak running, keeps it himself, has a first down, and up to the 25-yard, make it the 45-yard line, pardon me, before he is tackled by Taylor and Countess.
Well, you know, Michigan really went to coverage there. They weren't so much about rush. They lined up in a 2 deep. In fact, both safeties were very deep, and that gives you a chance to get a hat on a hat. And if there's a running seam, the cornerback can pull it down, and the linebackers are dropping deep and pick up the first down.
Over the last 2 seasons under Greg Madison, this is a defense that has been ranked nationally in the top 20. LaValle trying to get outside, breaks a tackle. LaValle turns it back inside, and inside the 40-yard line of the Wolverines as Josh Furman comes in. It makes a stop. LaValle, with the helmet popping off, will have to come off of the field after a big run. You see the numbers from a season ago.
You talked about Michigan playing a lot of players, especially on the defensive line, and I asked Greg Madison, how do you handle that? He says they substitute on their own if they earn the right to do that, but they have to play extremely hard.
Typically, they'll rotate through every 3 plays. However, for someone like Frank Clark, it may be every 5 plays. And the pass to Butler is complete. Dion Butler, Detroit.
Well, watch it right here. You can see that Clark came under. He's really responsible for stopping the inside zone. He thinks he's going to be kicked out. He's not a pass defender. He's pretty good position right there. I'm surprised he came out of it that good. Linebacker or safety, or if you have a corner, have to come off the play back.
Anthony Garland is the running back. We've seen Garland and LaValle. Here's Garland trying to get outside. Garland has a first down. We haven't seen Zerlon Tipton for quite some time. It's 21-3 with 12-12 remaining here in the first half.
You've got to be impressed in this drive so far by Central. You know, they're blocking well. They're executing their fakes. They're moving the chains, showing some patience in their offense. I like what I see.
LaValle, the running back once again. Handoff. 4th time he's carried the football. Keith Heitzman comes in on the stop. You know, when you talk to Mike Cummings, offensive coordinator for Central Michigan, he said the #1 key, he said we have to run the football. we have to run the football. He said, you know that Michigan's going to be extremely physical. You know they're going to try to take it away from us. He said, but we cannot be one-dimensional.
Absolutely. I mean, the chance you have to have when you're playing Michigan, if you're Central, Michigan's to be balanced. Don't turn the ball over and get some good field position.
Nisnak. Nisnak with plenty of time throws to the end zone, and the pass nearly picked off by Jared Wilson.
Well, they had a good shot at it here. Central Michigan did. They dialed up the blitz again. Michigan, they came with both linebackers coming up the middle, but it was pretty well protected. He had no pressure. You throw it up high with a free safety there, you're asking for trouble. If that ball would have been on the money, it would have been intercepted.
Pass intended for Titus Davis. It's going to bring up now 3rd down. The Wolverines' 28-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Nisnak with Valley in the backfield. Nisnak underneath to the tight end, Connor Odekirk from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and a flag is down. There was some movement. Referee Mike Cannon.
Illegal shift, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
There's some definite movement by the Chippewas. And that's going to bring it back. With 10:59 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, when you have the ball on the 28-yard line, it's 3rd and long. You just don't want to lose any yards because if it becomes 4th down, at least you have a shot at the field goal. You lose yards, you get a penalty. Now all of a sudden, don't want to punt it. Probably can't make the field goal.
3rd and 15, bringing pressure, and it's going to bring up 4th and 15. Jabril Black comes in.
But watch it right here. If you're Central, you got to just anticipate a blitz coming, but they faked the blitz, and you know, Jabril Black, he just beat 2 defenders, went right up the middle. And you got to put a couple hats on that guy to block that guy. Nick Beamish, the center, 6'3", 310 pounds. You got to handle that guy. One thing, if you get beat by a blitz, 4-man rush, you got to give him more time.
Dilio is back. Hogan, a high booming kick, but that is not what you want in that situation as it ends up in the end zone. Wolverines here, season opener from the Big House. This October, BTN's award-winning original series is back. It's the show with an unprecedented look inside the Big Ten season. The Journey, Big Ten Football 2013, presented by Best Buy, premieres October 9th on BTN. From the 20, Gardner under center. Drake Johnson, the redshirt freshman from Ann Arbor, Pioneer High School. Gardner throws a deep ball, and his pass picked off by Jason Wilson. Wilson with the interception to the far side of the field, down to the 30-yard line before he is caught by Drake Johnson. The 2nd interception for Devin Gardner.
Well, you know, he threw it deep, but the receiver, Gallen, never got his man beat. He just overthrew it. Don't throw it deep well long. Too long. Just watch here. Little fake. Sets up. No pressure. Throws it. Looks like you're throwing to the Central Michigan man. Gallen's got to get on top of him. Yep, he got hit right at the end. I don't know if it affected his throw. I don't think so.
36-yard return, 3rd career interception for Wilson. Nisnak to the air, overthrows his intended target. We haven't seen great quarterback play today. Titus Davis, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 here for the Chippewas. Ryan Radcliffe last year threw for 3,158 yards, 23 touchdowns, and of course he had to take over for one of the best ever for the Chippewas, Dan Lefevre, who was sensational, not only through the air but also on the ground. Some will believe that maybe Ryan didn't get the respect that he deserved. He was quarterback under pressure and brought down by Cam Gordon.
That's the type of play that Jake Ryan used to make all the time. Dialing up a blitz. Here he comes right up the middle. Number 54, Nick Beamish. He's looking at the other linebacker that's not coming. They're just outnumbered. You don't have enough guys to block him unless the center gets his head around.
Gordon came here as a wide receiver. They then moved him to safety, and now he's on the outside.
Yeah, the thing about it, wide receiver, defensive back, linebacker, awful good athlete, must be awful tough. A lot of experience playing different positions.
So he's worked extremely hard. And he's played in some of the biggest games. And he said he's been a great leader. Flag is down. Gordon, his first career sack.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, third down.
It'll be third down, and the Chippewas backed up 5 yards. Their third penalty.
Well, Michigan was going to play a two deep man underneath coverage. They gave it away on the snap. They'll probably change it now. Show two cover again.
Nisnak to the air, to the near side, wide open is Andrew Fleury. And a big stick that time coming in from the safety spot, Josh Furman. 23-yard hookup.
Josh Furman was able to get over there, but he couldn't make the play. He got a big hit. Michigan went to a Tampa 2. You'll see right into the screen the linebacker going deep. That lets the safeties come off. He should be close to making that play. You got to credit putting the ball right on the money. Good timing.
Big time hookup for the Chippewas here. Still haven't seen Zerlon Tipton. Trying to get an update. He hasn't played since the first quarter. Fleury, a little bit of a smile there. He short-armed that one. This is earlier. This is Tipton, Zerlon Tipton, in the first quarter. He hasn't played since that play there. Nisnak signaling for a touchdown. It was not. The senior captain from Detroit, Zerlon Tipton, one of the best running backs in the MAC. You see he's signaling over to the sideline, coming off the field here at Michigan Stadium. Nisnak to the air, overthrows a wide open Jerry Harris. Let's go to Lisa.
Yeah, Zerlon Tipton, guys, actually will not return a lower leg injury on his right leg, and he is done for the day, guys. So there's your update.
All right, thanks, Lisa. Unfortunate for Zerlon Tipton. Big part of their offense. Big part of their offense. 19 touchdowns a season ago, 10th in the nation. LaValle is the running back. LaValle, handoff. LaValle getting outside, stretched out, sheds a blocker, and now coming up is Furman. And Furman and Countess both there to make the play.
You know, Michigan, those defensive linemen, man, they had their butts way up in the air, and they took off. They put pass rushes on. They weren't well blocked, but LaValle just ran right by him.
Fourth down now. Ron Calusi. Calusi one out. And the battle for the place kicker for the Chippewas. 27-yard attempt here. And it is good. 21-6. Calusi with his second field goal. And the Chippewas down 21-6 here. Season opener from the Big House. On Detroit and Kingsley, you'll find Zingerman's Deli. Stop in there, a little sandwich. Great spots here in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
You ever been there? Sandwich, rye bread, you're buying.
I'm surprised, Coach, that you were able to actually go in there. Now, was that as a head coach in Minnesota or after your coaching days? Aurora disguise. I know it wasn't from your days as a player at Ohio State. As Norfleet returns it. 21-6, 8:05 second quarter. Wyoming against the 18th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. In prime time, Taylor Martinez and the Cornhuskers kick off the season against Wyoming tonight, 8 Eastern, presented by Buick on BTN and BTN to go. Gardner, 5 of 10, 76 yards, 2 interceptions. Handoff, Toussaint trying to get outside, now cuts it back up through the middle. Toussaint to the near side, past the 40. And finally tackled out of bounds by Avery Cunningham, and Toussaint, a great run of 20 yards.
Yeah, great run. It was not great blocking. You'll see Lewan pull out there. He's awful deep. Toussaint's inside him. Reverses field, takes it back. Not a cleanly blocked play. You normally don't want your offensive tackle behind your running back. Doesn't work that way.
You know, Al Board just telling us that Toussaint is running better. He said he didn't see any effects of it. Coming back from the injury, he said he really wants to get a chance to prove it, and he's 100%. You saw it right there. First down and 10. Toussaint once again, dance it around. Toussaint squares up the shoulders. He pushes ahead for a few more yards. Justin Cherokee comes in, and
now that's old school power football. That was just an off tackle power. Everybody blocked down, and left guard Graham Glasgow pulled around for the front side linebacker. The fullback kicks it out. You know, if you can get 4 yards, you're pretty happy with it. Beautiful play.
Second down now for the Wolverines. Out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers, top of your screen. Gardner keeping it and maybe getting a yard out of that. Maybe just a couple of inches, in fact, as Benton comes in on the stop. Shamari Benton.
Now there's a spread offensive play, but it's no different for the offensive line. They had exactly the same blocking. Everybody blocked down. Left guard pulls, down to the front side linebacker, different ball carrier, quarterback.
Talked to Brady Hook. He talked to Al Borges. They talked about the maturity level of Devin Gardner, how much time he spent in the film room, and while he's watching everything, if he had questions, he was texting Al Borges. Here is Gardner. Under pressure, Gardner eluding the pressure, rolling to the near side. Gardner is brought down, and a penalty marker is thrown. Lewis Palmer came in and saw the right arm of Palmer come up high against Devin Gardner.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You got to just take off and run now.
Now you see the face mask there. Each team with 4 penalties. Central Michigan 4 for 29. Michigan 4 for 25. Drake Johnson is in the backfield. Gardner under center. Funchess in motion. Handoff. Johnson. Johnson getting outside. Johnson inside the 30-yard line. And Al Borges, in talking to him, Coach, said we have Fitz, Toussaint, and then we just got a host of other running backs. It'll be interesting to see how that all emerges over the course of the non-conference schedule.
And by a host, I counted up, there's about 5 guys that He said, they made me play today. I just may put them in and play. That's pretty good depth.
And two of them are true freshmen. Derek Green out of Richmond, Virginia. Davion Smith from Warren, Ohio. I formation. Gardner changing up the call. And penalty markers once again. Mike Cannon.
Charge timeout, Michigan. They're first.
All right, so the markers picked up and a timeout is taken. 5:03, and so a timeout taken by Brady Hoke's Wolverines. Here is the list of running backs for Michigan, and there at the bottom of your screen, Derek Green. You saw him in warm-ups.
Hey, I put the field glasses on number 27, and I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but boy, does he look the part, I'll tell you that.
But to have success back there, you got to have success up front with an offensive lineman. Here's a handoff. Johnson trying to get outside, and he is stopped by Justin Cherokee.
Yeah, this is a really good job by the offensive line. Watch number 77, the All-American. He picks up the slant defensive end and buries him.
Stays with it. He stays with the block.
That's what you call what I had for breakfast, a pancake.
I thought it was a waffle this morning.
Well, you can't say you waffled them.
I'm surprised you went with the waffle. Gardner under center. High formation. Toussaint. They're going to run. Toussaint trying to find out a couple. A.J. Williams kind of runs right in the back of him as Blake Serpent comes in. Taylor Lewan.
You see how he never crosses his feet. He shuffles out there, and he keeps inside position on the defensive end. Not only is he good in town, watch him get that position right there. I tell you, he's big, strong, and he's got some good feet. Great feet.
6'8", 315. Gardner getting outside. Gardner with a first down on fourth down. Devin Funchess with a big block. A season ago, Wolverines 9-13 on fourth down.
That was a hello block.
Trying to get this offense in rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, they sucked everybody inside, and Gardner brought it outside, and naked bootleg, and he's got great athletic ability.
Toussaint in the backfield, lone back. Jeremy Gallant, top of your screen in motion, Funchess. Here's Gardner. Gardner throws underneath, and Toussaint is cut down as Jason Wilson comes in and makes a stop.
Both teams have done a good job at defending the screen. Again, you talked about Jason Wilson, the corner, number 14. If he's blocked, that ball goes in the end zone.
It's going to be second down now and 11 with 2:51 to go here in the first half. Wolverines 17th ranked lead 21-6. Gardner on a handoff. Toussaint trying to spin away from a tackle, unable to do it as Chapman wraps him up.
That's the same play that we talked about before where Taylor Lewan, the left tackle, pulled real deep. Toussaint took it front side to the right, and all of a sudden planted his right foot, took it backside. He didn't see anything front side.
Chapman taking over for Jalil Adai. And 4-2-5 laying the sting position. Out of the shotgun. Gardner with time. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Jeremy Gallant. 16-yard strike.
That's the best executed pass they've had all day. Good protection. Gardner got back, set his feet. Gallen made a good slant move. Ball was put right on the money. Just like you draw it up, Al Borges. Touchdown.
The extra point is good. Jeremy Gallen with the touchdown. Here it is, Coach.
Here it is. You can see it. Gets on the inside. Put the ball on the money. Gallen looked it in. Touchdown.
Cadillac scoring drive. Michigan 11 plays, 76 yards. Took 6:09 off of the clock. And Brady Hoke's team is up 28-6. Jeremy Gallen had 4 touchdowns a season ago, his first here in 2013.
These 6 true freshmen that are covering these kickoffs that Brady Hoke told us about are doing a pretty fair job so far.
And Wild to kick it off, sending it back to the end zone, but brought out by the Chippewas. Down short of the 25-yard line as DeFarrell Davis. Coming up at halftime, it's the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave and the gang will get you caught up to a busy first week of Big Ten action. It's coming up next. Look at those guys making the big board here at Michigan Stadium, the big house.
That's the only time Donardo's ever made the big board in his entire life.
Oh, I can't believe you do that to me. The Valley spinning around. Name up in lights, Coach. It's interesting talking to you before the game. I was looking around saying, this is just one of those special places the big guys go. You know, it's not too special when you got to come in and coach here or play here. Did all right the last time here. Pass is caught by Titus Davis, and he is tackled and moving the chains here.
Well, that's the second time that they've got a big play out of that, little post corner right now in the hole between the corner and the safety, and Nisnak did a good job, put the ball right on the money.
Out of the shotgun, Nisnak. Nisnak now fires to the near side, hooks up with Titus Davis. Davis had 2 touchdown catches against Iowa and had a 92 touchdown against Northern Illinois.
Michigan brought the blitz. Nisnak knows he's going to have a soft corner to the boundary or man-to-man coverage. At the worst, one-on-one, throws the easy out route.
Second down now, 2nd and 3. Frank Clark. Nisnak quickly fires, and it is picked off by Taylor. Ramon Taylor cuts back inside the 20, and finally tackled inside the 15-yard line. Kevin Henry, right tackle, comes back.
I'm going to tell you why they intercepted that. I just got done telling you that Michigan dialed up a blitz, and they went into the boundary because they don't have a weak corner. Now they went with the zone blitz. They dropped Frank Clark off, and now they rolled up the corner. Nisnak thought he'd have that weak corner again. Different defense. Zone blitz versus real blitz.
Ramon Taylor with the interception. Had 2 last season against Notre Dame. Had a 63-yard touchdown return against Purdue. 3rd career interception. 3 wide receivers. Top of your screen for Gardner. Toussaint in the backfield.
False start, 61 offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Graham Glasgow, a sophomore. Left guard, you see Taylor Lewan come up to him.
The only time an offensive lineman ever gets his name called when he has a penalty.
We were talking extremely nicely about Lewan earlier, were we not?
I meant the public announcer.
Toussaint spun around and now tries to gobble up a couple of yards. And Jeremy Gaynor, the former Michigan State Spartan.
Charge timeout, Michigan. Their second. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Timeout taken by Michigan as they lead 28-6 here with 1:01 to go here in the first half. Devin Gardner. Your thoughts so far, Coach?
Well, I don't like that interception. I like him playing sandlot football, letting guys open. He's done a good job of running. I don't think his passing attack, his arm or their passing attack is near as sharp as they would have thought going into this game.
Really worked hard this summer. Worked with the Mannings. You see the numbers 7 of 12.
Number one thing he took away from working with the Mannings, a lot of different ways to lead.
Out of the shotgun. Here's Gardner. Gardner with plenty of time fires, and the pass is complete to Jeremy Gallen.
Gardner's pass complete to
Gallen is brought down at the 5-yard line by Cody Lopez. And the clock, you see, continues to tick away.
3rd and 2.
Gardner getting everyone in the right spot. 3rd and 2 for the Wolverines. Gardner flushed out of the pocket. He's going to race into the end zone for a touchdown. Second rushing touchdown today, a 4-yard touchdown.
Well, that's the advantage you have having a mobile quarterback. It was good protection, but there was nothing there that would be what we would call a coverage sack. So pull the ball down, outrun one guy, get in the end zone. You know, Tom Brady talking to the team did a good job, but Tom Brady couldn't have done that down the goal line. Yeah. Played against him.
How special was that for this Wolverines team? Brady Hoke, of course, great relationship with Tom Brady. And he came in, they were playing a preseason game, the Patriots against the Detroit Lions.
You can see Kyle Kalis doing an excellent job pass protecting. There's really no pressure on him. And he pulls the ball down because the Central Michigan defense has everybody covered and get it in there. Have to beat just one guy, get it in the end zone.
Devin Gardner, his first game a season ago, November 3rd at Minnesota. He was 12 of 18, had a rushing touchdown, 2 touchdowns through the air, threw for 234 yards. This is only his 6th game as a starting quarterback. You have to remember that. Detroit, Michigan native. And you see the numbers. Michigan offense with him at the helm.
Seemed like it was a lot more productive, especially on 3rd down. Everybody knows he's a better passer than Denard Robinson was. They have more confidence in him throwing the ball. In due time, he's going to be just fine.
And while the kickoff, Davis and Williams are back. Taken by Davis. Devereaux Davis is stopped and stood up, still on his feet, moving the pile. Channing Stribling, one of those true freshmen that you talked about from Matthews, North Carolina, one of 6 true freshmen that are on that kick coverage. Coming up at halftime, it's the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave of the gang will get you caught up with the busy first week of Big Ten action. That's coming up next. 35-6. Have you ever seen that before? 6 true freshmen. Would you trust 6 true freshmen on kickoff coverage?
If I put them out there, I got to trust them, but I never put 6 of them out there.
The Valley straight ahead, grinding it out.
Along the same lines, you know, a lot of coaches talk about a young football team. Brady Hoke said that. I said, how young are you? He said, well, let me just tell you this. Got 115 guys on my team. 81 of them are 1st or 2nd year players. At Michigan, I could hardly believe that. I had to count them up last night. Man of his word.
Brady Hoke's team right now up 35-6 here in their season opener at the Big House. They've won 14 in a row. They're on their way here. It's halftime. Dave and the gang after this. 17th ranked Wolverines over the Chippewas big 42-6. 8 Michigan possessions, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and Fitz Toussaint in the end zone once again for the Wolverines. Matt Wild to kick off. Davis is back. Farrell Davis for the Chippewas. Davis handles it at the 2, past the 10, at the 15, cuts back at the 30, dancing around, spins around, and is finally caught by Matt Wild, the kicker, and a penalty marker is down as a couple of players have a few words to say to one another, and you see the markers that are down. Johnson is down inside the 15-yard line as Brady Hoke is there. 11:53 remaining here in the third.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the return team. Holding, return team number 18, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. After the play's over, unsportsmanlike conduct, 18 of the return team. That's half the distance to the goal. First down, Central Michigan.
And Lisa Byington telling us at halftime about the penalties that Brady Hoke didn't like back in that first half, and Blake Countess here for the Wolverines. And it appears as though it is Drake Johnson, the redshirt freshman from right here in Ann Arbor, that is still down, and now he is up.
Just had his body in bad position right there. You saw it. He went to plant. He had his leg underneath him, and hopefully he just twisted something.
And he is being helped off of the field. And the penalty, pardon me, I mentioned Michigan. It was on Central Michigan, number 18, Tony Annese. Tony Annese, the redshirt freshman from Heartland, Michigan. And Central Michigan is in trouble as Niznak has it knocked away. And Cam Gordon is right there.
Well, we talked about Cam Gordon replacing Jake Ryan. There he came. He played the naked bootleg just right. He got his hands up, and he almost like a baseball catcher, almost picked it off for the touchdown.
42-6 with 11:48 remaining here in the third. 2nd and 10. Niznak under center. LaValle trying to pick up a few yards, and he is brought down just shy of the 15-yard line. Cam Gordon comes over and makes a stop. 42-6. 3rd down and 6.
They continue to bring pressure. James Ross III came from his linebacker spot, unblocked.
Niznak out of the shotgun. Under pressure, Clark right there, and fired incomplete on the near side.
Now that play right there, Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, will love it. They went to a 3-down lineman, and they were able, because of Clark rushing one-on-one. That's just good bull rush technique. You see him make that move and get outside and get in the quarterback's face. Man, I'll tell you, you can't buy that type of pressure.
Richie Hogan in punt formation for Central.
Hogan is the punter. Richie Hogan, 42-6 with 10:59 remaining in the third. And coming up inside the 50, Norfleet with a running catch, and another penalty marker is down. Norfleet gets free inside the 30. At the 20, Norfleet still on his feet before he is pushed out of bounds.
Well, you'd have to guess it's coming back, but you punt the ball that low and your returner returns it like...
During the return, block in the back. Receiving team, number 52. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Michigan.
You punt it low, and a guy like Dennis Norfleet catches it on the dead run like that, you got big problems.
Whereas Jenkins Stone, and so it is brought back. I had mentioned earlier about the return, and that one was on 18 for Central Michigan, not 18 of Michigan. This one is on to Michigan, and so for Brady Hoke, certainly not pleased with all the markers that are down on this field.
You saw Jabbar Dean throw his hands up like I talked about before. He threw him up too late. You got to get him up right away.
Derek Green, the true freshman. Here he is, Green. And he is stopped just shy of midfield, number 27 for the Wolverines. And a 5-yard pickup. Comes in with a tremendous amount of accolades, does Derek Green.
Well, he fills out the uniform. I told you, I eyeballed him before. When you have a set of thighs like that guy has, that means power. And when you have power like that, and all of a sudden you got to try to tackle him, wow.
He's 5'11", 220. Gardner under center. Norfleet and Reynolds, top of your screen. They're going to give it again. Here's Green. Green looking to square up the shoulders. A little bit uncertain, but he is able to pick up a yard or two as Kayvon Frazier comes in on the stop. Weeknights, join the conversation on BTN Live. It's the most comprehensive nightly college football discussion from the guys who love to talk about the game. BTN Live. Weeknights at 6 Eastern on BTN.
Did you say Green's 5'11", 220? He's a cheeseburger from 240. I'm going to tell you that right now.
We have him down for 220, but there's some that say he's probably closer to 240. High formation. Here's Green once again. Green gets to the outside. Green at the 30, 25, inside the 20-yard line. A big run for the true freshman from Richmond, Virginia. Derek Green as Jason Wilson comes in to get the tackle.
Well, I'll tell you, they're cheering for Green. They ought to be cheering for that left side of that line. Watch how that's blocked. Tight end comes and seals it. Rewan comes around, seals it. They had everybody sealed. That's a lot of green grass out there. All you got to do is run and hold on to the football. Hard work's been done, and he covered it up. He's well coached.
Another true freshman, Davion Smith. Here he is. Davion Smith lowers the shoulders, and he'll grind out some yardage as Wilson comes in once again in a pickup of 4 after that 30-yard run.
Now, if you've been watching Michigan offense the last couple of years, you don't even recognize that formation. They got 2 backs, and they're unbalanced to the right, which I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you're Central Michigan, if you adjust the overbalance, they're going to come weak side with the ISO. If you don't, you're going to run power to the other side. Simple as that.
Derek Green, a true freshman. Davion Smith from Warren, Ohio. Your old recruiting area when you were an assistant for Woody Hayes at Ohio State. And Smith running it once again. Avery Cunningham comes in.
Well, you're right. I spent a lot of time up there, Trumbull County, Youngstown, Warren. You know, you talk about where he's from. Toussaint's from Liberty High School. I used to go there all the time, but I guarantee you, when I used to go in there, there were no players that looked like Toussaint at Liberty High School. Things have changed.
Davion Smith from Warren ran for 6,750 yards
Actually,
in his career.
Actually, it's from Warren Howland High School, just outside Warren. Nice place. A few players out of there.
And 27 touchdowns as a senior. Green is back in. The handoff to Green. Green.
Gary Green was the ball carrier.
A yard as Shamari Benton comes in on the stop. And you can tell this is exactly when you look at Al Borges and you think about all the conversation that we had yesterday about the run game, going from the spread. It's really been the last two possessions the last two series for Michigan where you're really starting to see it come to fruition.
I anticipated they were going to start the game the way they did, and I think they went at halftime, and Brady Hoke said, hey, Al, what are we doing? Come on.
Green back in. Joe Carriage is the fullback. Here's Green. And Green inside the 10-yard line. He is cut down short. The 5-yard line of the Chippewas. Cody Lopez is there on the stop. First down, Michigan, with 6:49 remaining in the third.
I'll tell you why their offense is working as far as the run game going right now. I'm watching those offensive linemen, and that ball is snapped, and they are coming off in unison. I mean, they are gaining ground. They're not just trying to position block. They're trying to knock you off the football, and that's what you have to do with a power run offense.
48 yards on this drive, all on the ground. Lone running back is Davion Smith. Smith puts the shoulders down and grinding it out and inside the 5-yard line. And you see Taylor Lewan, the great left tackle, just shaking his head up and down like, yeah, we're going to run it all day. Get down in those trenches and follow me.
Linemen, they always want to run the football. That's what he's doing. He's looking to the sideline. He's yelling to Brady, run the football. Come on. You can watch the left side. Watch 61, Glasgow. He seals the first level. He gets up to the second level to get the linebacker, and that's why the back can gain that yards. You got to block both levels.
And Glasgow. Gardner under center. Smith. Running back. Smith getting outside. Smith is stopped just short of the end zone as Shamari Benton comes in and makes the tackle. Just run it to that left side.
Watch Glasgow here. Watch him blocking number 50. Here we go. He was at breakfast too. There's another pancake. That's what we're talking about right there.
Gardner under center, third down and goal to go. Garrett Green, the true freshman running back. The give to Green. Green lowers the boom. Did he get in? Touchdown! Michigan. Just keep running on that left side behind big number 77.
And 61. Give him a little love too, baby.
10 plays, 55 yards, all on the ground. And the first touchdown for Derek Green in his Michigan career.
Yeah, good blocking by the fullback, too. I tell you, you're not going to run and clean down on the goal line because they're not going to defend any passes. Offensive line, I like what I see right now.
Sione Homa, sophomore from Salt Lake City, Utah. And the extra point is good by Brendan Gibbons. He has made 104 consecutive extra points. Here it is. Brings a smile to your face, doesn't it, Coach?
I love it.
That run game,
good ball protection.
Back here at the Big House. Big time men's Big Ten soccer tomorrow. 9th-ranked UCLA Bruins take on the number 1-ranked Hoosiers of Indiana tomorrow on BTN. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Always a great crowd here on a hot, sticky day in Ann Arbor. Had a while to kick it off. This one through the end zone. The run game for Michigan coming through with 2 true freshmen and Derek Green and Davion Smith grinding out all those yards on the ground during that last series.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, a happy guy right now is Daryl Funk, the offensive line coach. I'm telling you, Glasgow probably came out, got on the phone and said, Coach, wait till you see that block down on the goal line.
Valley, and he is stopped short, pushed back in a loss on that play. Zerlon Tipton left back in the first quarter, the running back for Central Michigan, and he ran behind Eric Fisher, the #1 overall pick in the 2013 NFL draft out of Central Michigan, drafted by Kansas City.
Yeah, you talk about a guy that could play football, and I think a lot of people around the country said, Central Michigan, hey, they got good players too, you know.
Second first-round selection in the history of their program. Under pressure and brought down. Brennan Byer with the sack. Byer comes in, his first career sack.
Yeah, you know, Brendan Byer, they got him at defensive end. You know, they had him back at Sam linebacker, backing up Cam Gordon because of Jake Ryan, but that gives that great flexibility. He can play linebacker or defensive end. He just beat him with a speed rush.
Jake Ryan tore his ACL in spring. Outstanding linebacker for Michigan, will be back expected in middle of October. Under pressure once again, Nisnak. The penalty marker is down. There is Jake Ryan.
Mario Ojemudia, the first.
Mario Ojemudia, the sophomore.
Holding, offense number 73. Penalties declined, brings up 4th down.
Jake Olson, a senior 6-year player. He was injured last season against Michigan State.
Did you see that Did you see that defensive line there? I'm going to tell you what happened there. Brady Hoke got over there. He's a defensive line coach, and he says, hey, fellas, that offensive line at Michigan's outplaying you right now. You better pick it on up. And all of a sudden, they're out competed. A lot of pressure.
Hogan. Norfleet is leaving it alone. And this one is going to roll down inside the 20 before it rolls out of bounds. 49-6 on a 67-yard punt by Central Michigan. Wyoming against the 18th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers tonight in prime time. 8 o'clock Eastern, presented by Buick on BTN and BTN to go. And if this one wraps up early, we'll send you to Iowa and Northern Illinois for a little bonus coverage here on the Big Ten Network. And Iowa up 24-17. And a handoff to Justice Hayes, sophomore out of Flint, Michigan. And Shane Morris is in at quarterback, true freshman, Warren, Michigan, De La Salle High School. And there you see Shane Morris. And you mentioned this earlier, right before the half, Glenn, and it's something that just stands out. 81 first or second year players in this program.
For a program like Michigan, that's unheard of, let's face it. Typically losing programs, that many of those are like that, but not at Michigan. But, you know, talking to those coaches, one thing that you feel, they'll talk about how young they are, but before they even finish that sentence, they'll, we're talented. Yes. They think they've recruited extremely well.
This has been their longest drought in quite some time without winning a Big Ten title. In fact, you have to go back to a 13-year drought, 1951 through 1963. Last time they won a Big Ten title, 2004. And since day one, when you talk to Brady Hoke, the one thing that they talk about, not necessarily talk about the national titles, it's the Big Ten title. You win the Big Ten title, and now the penalty flag is down. The marker is down. Maybe on number 88, another true freshman, and Jake Butt.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
No.
Defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
It is against Central Michigan on Schaefer Johnson.
They brought the corner blitz. I'm talking about Central Michigan did. They didn't get there. Shane Morris showed great composure there. Didn't bother him. He put the ball right on the money.
7th penalty, 64 yards. But they've talked about Big Ten titles. You win Big Ten titles, and then after that, what happens? You put yourself into that national title conversation, as Thomas Rawls is going to run it. And Rawls is going to have a first down.
Well, we talked about tradition in the open. And, you know, you go back in this tradition, you go back to Bo Schembechler, and, I mean, that's what he preached. At Ohio State, that's what Woody Hayes preached. It's about the conference. It's about winning the Big Ten Conference. Don't worry about anything else. Just take care of that business.
Michigan player is down. They're going to spot the ball just shy of the first down to marker, so it's going to be second down for the Wolverines. Joe Reynolds, I believe, is the player that is down for the Wolverines. It is Joe Reynolds. Here is Brady Hoke talking about championships here at Michigan.
Number one at Michigan, it's an expectation. And we understand that. Our kids understand it. The staff understands it. And that's something that we have to do. And starts with, you know, the head coach and through the staff and how you recruit, how you prepare, how you lift, everything you do. You know, we don't want to be a team that waste any of the time that we have. We've got to win the minute. And so that's what we're trying to do, because the expectation of Michigan football are championships. We have 42 of them, and we look forward to the 43rd.
Big Ten titles, 42. Brady Hoke undefeated here at home. He is 12-4 in Big Ten play in his first 2 seasons. Mace, he's had losses at Michigan State, at Iowa, then last year at Nebraska and at Ohio State.
Some places to play in good football team.
6-2 both years. Shane Morris underneath Norfleet, out of bounds. And Jared Chapman right there. 49-6. And for the Wolverines, in one of those games with, as Brady Hoke is trying to spot the ball, saying, wait a minute, I thought I had a first down here. It's going to be 4th down and an inch, nose of a football.
But I guarantee you, 49-6, if you're that close, the defensive coordinator, Greg Madison, saying, go for it. Keep my guys on the sideline. Come on.
And they're going to come out, bring the chains out.
And from a coaching perspective, Matt, this would be one of those times that, you know, a coach might say to his guys, hey, listen, let's treat this, it's 4th and 1. Let's just imagine we need this to keep a drive going. We're playing Ohio State and we're behind. What better practice could you have than right here, Michigan Stadium, against an opponent?
It is a first down. And Brady Hoke, that's why I wanted to see those chains over there by the nose of the football. He's the first Michigan head coach to go undefeated at home in his first 2 seasons since fielding Yost. Did it in 1901 and 1902.
You know, I think this is a smart move by Brady Hoke, Al Borges, to put Shane Morris in the game. Get him playing experience. Young guy. You don't know, he's one play away from being a starter at quarterback, just like Devin Gardner was last year.
Thomas Rawls, the running back. They've had 8 different ball carriers here today. Funchess with the catch. Funchess inside the 10. Funchess is down at the 5-yard line. Kayvon Frazier. Now Funchess comes up, hobbling.
Now, you want to know why it was wide open? Because the running game's going. Worried about the run, you overplay the run, play action pass, naked, hard to defend.
Here's Funchess at the end. And fortunately for the sophomore Devin Funchess, has to leave after that play. Rawls looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan once again. Running away with it, literally. Fifth career rushing touchdown for Thomas Rawls out of Flint, Michigan. Had 4 touchdowns last season.
Here we go. He's going to run in the end zone. But look at that blocking. What a great block by Eric Magnuson, number 78, the right tackle.
Brendan Gibbons to attempt the extra point.
Gibbons on.
That's the advantage of zone blocking. You saw Central Michigan stunt their front. If you're man blocking, it's hard to pick up. Zone, I don't block a man. I block a guy gets in my way. And when I'm over 300 pounds, that's easy to do.
105 consecutive
Michigan 56.
extra point attempts by Brendan Gibbons that have gone through the uprights. That is second all time. Funchess still being attended to. And this is the play in which he was injured. 56-6. And you see him headed toward a training staff as he leaves.
I don't know why Brady was smiling, but obviously the young man probably not hurt too bad.
For Michigan, you take a look at that schedule for the Wolverines, and this is a team as Weil boots it into the end zone, and it's not going to be returned. And next week they take on Notre Dame on the 7th of September. It's 56-6 with 1 second remaining in the third, and here it is. Notre Dame, then Akron on BTN, then they travel to Connecticut. First Big Ten game, it's Minnesota, Penn State, Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, Northwestern. A big one against Northwestern last year. Iowa, and then they finish it up November 30th against Ohio State. At the end of the third quarter, Marquez Walker is stopped. And it has been all Wolverines here in this season opener against the Central Michigan Chippewas. Devin Gardner leading the way in the ground game here in the second half. Just too much for the Chippewas to handle. Wolverines as we get set for the fourth quarter here. 56-6, the 100th time in the Michigan history that the Wolverines have scored 50 points in a game. Cam Gordon on the scene once again as Niznak is sacked. Michigan today, 10 true freshmen have played and 9 redshirt freshmen.
I keep saying unbelievable, but I guess it is what it is.
Gordon, the second sack today.
Yeah, they bought Gordon, they bought Bolden. Only one block, you can only block one of them. He blocked Bolden. I guess he sacked, simple as that.
Niznak out of the shotgun. 2 field goals today, that's it for Central Michigan. Niznak under pressure, fires downfield and connects. Andrew Flory reels it in, and Josh Furman makes a tackle after a 43-yard pickup.
Well, I think they thought they had him sacked, and he danced around. Someone had to come out of coverage. It looks to me like Josh Furman got off his man, you got to cover them all the way.
First down and 10 now for Central Michigan. Nisnak fires. Flory once again. Channing Stribling on the tackle, the true freshman from Matthews, North Carolina. And a penalty flag. Flag down on the play.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 8. Half the distance from the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
Stribling, a true freshman. Next weekend, it's another slate of great regional action. At noon, you'll see Penn State, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Purdue all take the field. And it's 6. Northwestern, Nebraska, and Indiana all battle under the lights. Next weekend on BTN and BTN to go. First down from the 15. Nisnak on a keeper. Nisnak trying to get outside, and Nisnak spun around and brought down. Ben Gedeon right there.
Brought down by Chris Wormley.
Well, Central Michigan went to the trip set. They put 3 receivers out to the wide side, tied into the boundary. That was nothing more than a quarterback sweep. But for that to be successful, you got to break contain. Credit Michigan. They put an edge on the defense. Nowhere to go.
Chris Wormley, redshirt freshman there out of Toledo, Ohio, and Ben Gedeon, a true freshman from Hudson, Ohio.
A lot of Ohio guys.
They have gone back into Ohio in the recruiting. Nisnak to the air. And the pass intended for Jerry Harris.
Well, again, that's another part of the tradition that we talked about. There's a lot of different facets of it. I think during the Rich Rodriguez era, they got away from that. And Brady Hoke says, hey, we've had a lot of good football players from the state of Ohio that have come in here and played awful good football and won championships for Michigan. We're going back in there because we don't want to just go into Ohio State just for the asking.
3rd and 13. Nisnak out of the shotgun. A chance here for the Chippewas. Nisnak underneath as he connects with Dion Butler. Gedeon wraps him up. And Andre Pipkins as well. 112,618 in attendance here today at the Big House.
Deluzzi will attempt the field goal.
Deluzzi, redshirt freshman, to attempt the field goal. He has hit 2 today from 23 and 27. 56-6. And this one is through the uprights now, 56-9. Dan Enos, his team getting blown out here at the Big House. Today's United States Marine leader of the game, Devin Gardner, graduated in spring with a degree in Afro-American and African Studies. He's enrolled in the Master of Social Work program, and he said, going in there, he goes, I'm the youngest guy around. I said, I feel like a freshman all over again with all the other grad students. On the campus of the University of Michigan, North Fleet. North Fleet with room at the 40, trying to cut back inside and wrapped up and brought down at the 46-yard line. And let's send it down to Lisa Byington. Lisa?
Matt, what made that graduation day special for Devin Gardner is he got to do it with his roommate, one of his best buddies, and Denard Robinson. The two graduating together there last May. Denard, of course, the first in his family to earn a degree from a 4-year school. Those guys were roommates, and Devin Gardner graduating last May, kind of the final baton passing and the starting of a new era at Michigan, because remember, Denard was the one who kept reminding Devin, this will be your team one day, and coaching him to have a little bit of patience. This is his team now, guys.
It certainly is, and off to a little bit of a shaky start, but then really settled in. So this has been my dream. He said last year, the 5 games, he said, it got me prepared for this season. And you see Denard Robinson, one of the best here, out of that spread. And you talk to Al Borges and Brady Hoke, and they said, look, when we got here, we're not spread, you know, coaches, but yet, and they studied it and said, okay, that's the best way that we can win. And when you have coaches that have the ability to adapt to what they have, the personnel they have, that's really when you know you're dealing with some outstanding coaches. Morris is picked off, and another marker is down as Kayvon Frazier comes over and has the interception. There's going to be, you know what, it's 56-9, but if you're Brady Hoke and you look around and the way this first game went, there's going to be some things
on the return,
to talk about.
Block in the back. Returning team number 59. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Central Michigan.
You have some learning to do. You have the freshman, true freshman out there throwing the interception. Some other interceptions that went right through the fingertips. You have the penalties as well. Frazier with his second career interception.
As coaches, you always talk about the biggest improvement in your team should take place between your first and second game. That's what he'll be telling them. It better, because we're playing Notre Dame.
Absolutely.
But as this game, I would have to say Michigan has got better as the game has gone on. Yes. That's a good sign.
And part of what that entails is that run game. Quick hit here, and the ball comes out, and it's scooped up by Michigan. And the Wolverines get it right back. Jennings dribbling there. And Delonte Hollowell. Hollowell recovers it.
Well, Central Michigan goes to the slant route. You're not going to stop that route, but that is an excellent job of closing and getting your hand on the ball, stripping the ball, and causing the turnover.
Hollowell able to scoop it up, and the Wolverines get it right back. Morris, the true freshman, comes right out. He's got Derek Green, the true freshman, number 27 in the backfield. Handoff, Green driving forward. Green. (24-20), fourth quarter.
Rod Carey, the Northern Illinois coach, was a graduate assistant from Minnesota. Fine young coach.
2nd and 7 after a pickup of 3. Morris to Green. Green getting outside. And Green run out of bounds. A 3-yard pickup, 9 carries, 49 yards. Kenny McClendon comes in.
Look at those
stop.
legs.
Yeah.
The big fella can run.
It's going to be 3rd down now for the Wolverines. 3rd and 3, and Davion Smith, another true freshman in the backfield. Out of the shotgun, Shane Morris. Morris throws to the near side, and the pass is caught by Dennis Norfleet. And Norfleet with a catch. Kevin King comes in, and it makes a tackle and a pickup of 13 and a first down.
Great execution there. They brought the blitz, pumped the linebackers right up the middle. Offensive line did a good job of picking it up. Shane Morris sat in there. That was a bullet right on the money.
56-9. Smith remains in the backfield. Smith in his high school career ran for 82 touchdowns. Morris on a handoff. Morris trying to get free. And
I thought that was the ball.
Yeah, well, Kyle Zielinski thought that the helmet that came off of Nathan Ricketts, the redshirt freshman from Holliday, Michigan. It was a football. There was a shoe that was lost, and then a helmet that was lost. And Zielinski was thinking about picking it up and going the other way. All right, there he is, right there. There it is. Get it. Oh,
Yo,
wait.
Hey. Oh. Now that would have made the highlights.
Alex Smith also there. Davion Smith. Handoff. Has room. And gets tripped up. And tackled.
Davion Smith, the ball carrier. Tripped up by Tim Hamilton.
Tony Anise comes over and makes a stop.
That was a well-blocked play. That's just the zone lead out of the two-back set. I know one thing, they won't be happy. Brady won't be happy that the young running back got turned sideways on contact. You can't do that. Like I said, you got to be BYOB. You get there and the guy's unblocked, turn your shoulders to the goal line and get going.
Hit the pads low.
Helmets and shoulder pads.
3rd and goal now. Inside the 10. Morris out of the shotgun. Morris in trouble, brought down, sacked. And it's going to bring up now 4th down as Alex Smith records the sack. He was injured last year, had a knee injury. He's back. A senior from Barrington, Illinois, his 3rd career sack.
Great learning experience right there for the young Shane Morris.
Yep.
Brady Hoke's going to tell him, hey, we're down here. We got the short field goal. Don't turn the ball over. You drop back. We're going to go with a quick 3-step pass. When we get sacked, if it isn't there, throw the ball upright out of the end zone.
Brendan Gibbons has made 13 consecutive going back to 2012 against Purdue, and now 14 straight, tying the longest streak in school history. And of course, he made that great one. We were here against Michigan State.
Football on BTN is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state.
2nd longest active home winning streak right here at the Big House. They've won 14 consecutive. It's going to move to 15 straight. They trail only Northern Illinois, who has won 21 consecutive, the Huskies. Georgia's won 12 straight, and South Carolina 11. And tied for 9th entering this weekend was Stanford and K-State. And of course, last night that came to an end against North Dakota State. John Deere Gator game changer. Today's John Deere Gator game changer, the ground attack.
Yeah, you know, it started out with Gardner running the ball in the first half, and then they got the power football in the second half, and I think that's what they want to do. They got a whole bunch of good running backs. They got a good offensive line, powerful. They'll get better and better at that.
A season ago, we talked about Brendan Gibbons hitting that field goal to defeat the Spartans. Valley getting outside and cut down. That was the 900th victory in school history, the first NCAA football program to reach that milestone. And then on November 10th, a big overtime win against Northwestern, 38-31 in overtime. They lost in the Outback Bowl, 33-28 to South Carolina.
When they defeated Michigan State here, we were here for that game. The happiest guy in the whole place was Denard Robinson.
First time we beat him. Niznak out of the backfield. He's going to fire it to the far side. And Martez Walker on the reception. You know, just mentioned North Dakota State, and how about that victory for them up late last night watching that game. And I'll tell you what, the Bison do outstanding job, don't they?
Well, we sit around sometimes, and I remember a year ago, you're talking about some of the outstanding coaches that are out there. Many people don't know about it. I think the first guy we talked about was Craig Ball. He's done a great job up there.
We talk a lot about the coaches and the approach of coaches, and we think about what he has done there at North Dakota State. And another handoff to Walker, the redshirt freshman from Orland Park, Illinois, went to Brother Rice High School.
Matt, you watch some teams, and sometimes people win just because they got better players, period. And then you watch some other teams, and sure, they're good, tough players, but you can just tell what they've done. They developed the players, the way they're coached, their schemes, they play within their scheme, and that's North Dakota State. I mean, everything about that. They do not get the best players. They don't have a fertile recruiting ground there in the state. They're not surrounded by states that are highly populated, but they get the job done.
Well, they certainly do that. They play hard. I think that's the number one thing when you look at that team. And the pass is complete. 59-9 with 4:46 to go here. Another true freshman, Jordan Lewis, there on the tackle. And of course, coming up tonight, presented by Buick, Wyoming, and the 18th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers on BTN and BTN to go. Bugler and Eric Crouch. Niznak.
Complete to
Ben McCord. And there is Striblin. How about all the true freshmen that they're playing here in Michigan?
Well, obviously they're talented. The other thing it speaks to is they obviously have a lack of talent or numbers in their upper class. Well, they wouldn't be playing all those guys because they like the redshirt them. They're going to be better as fifth-year players than fourth-year players. And some guys are so talented, they say, we better play them right now because they won't be here their fifth year anyway.
Norfleet is back. End over end. He's going to leave this one alone inside the 20 with 3:32 remaining. And another flag is down. Another flag is down.
It will be first and 10, Michigan. Your attention, please. From the Traffic Safety Association.
Mike Cannon getting together with his crew.
Remember that the legal drinking age is 21.
After the play was over, we have offsetting fouls. On sportsmanlike conduct, number 44, the receiving team. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 39, the kicking team. Those penalties offset. First down, Michigan.
Mike Cannon and his crew, they've been busy today here in Ann Arbor. 59-9, Michigan. Thanks, Dave. We look forward to that. It's 59-9 here. All Wolverines, the 17th ranked Michigan team number 134 for Michigan, and the third quarterback that we have seen today, Brian Cleary, redshirt freshman from right here in Detroit, a Detroit Jesuit.
Good football played in that town of Detroit. Yeah. You'd have to think, I'm Central, I think I'm going to get a heavy dose of run right now.
Absolutely. Derek Green, the true freshman in the backfield. There he is. 10 carries, 53 yards. Watch out. Second down, 2nd and 7. And here comes Green. Green lowers that shoulder. And gets a couple more. It's going to be 3rd down now. A pickup of 5. Wimberly, Denzel Wimberly comes in on the stop. Green is out. And Davion Smith. Be interesting to see when you think about next week. You have Toussaint back for the first time to take on Notre Dame. And then we saw Drake Johnson, he went down with an injury. Hopefully he's okay. Redshirt freshman. After that, a little bit of Thomas Rawls. A lot more of Green and Smith, the two true freshmen. It is Davion Smith in the backfield. Here he is, Smith, trying to get away from the Chippewas there, but corralled and brought down. Men's Big Ten soccer tomorrow. 9th-ranked UCLA takes on #1 Indiana tomorrow on BTN, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Well, here's the approach for this week. They'll have a great week of practice. Brady Hoke will tell them, fellas, we're playing Notre Dame if you don't remember that. Your starters, you only played a half game. You ought to be real rested. And then all these young guys get into play because they had a chance to play. They'll have a great attitude. Morale will be high. They'll have a dandy week of practice.
First punt of the day for Michigan. And back for Michigan. Central Michigan is Davis, Titus Davis, with the fair catch. As redshirt freshman Kenny Allen, the punter for the Michigan Wolverines, a 51-yard boot. State Farm postgame coming up in a minute and 11 seconds. It is 59-9 here in the fourth quarter.
If I'm coaching this, I'm saying, hey, let's run the ball, 111, let's get out of here. Let's forget about this, get on the bus, get up to Mount Pleasant, and let's move on to next week.
Next week it is New Hampshire for Dan Enos. Former Michigan State quarterback. Went to a bowl game last year. Last year, they struggled at the start. They started 2-5 as Anthony Garland tries to get outside.
Anthony Garland.
Thomas is right there. Another true freshman for the Wolverines. And then they reeled off 3 consecutive wins against Eastern Michigan, to Miami, Ohio, and then UMass. And eventually made their way into the Little Caesars Bowl as they defeated Western Kentucky, and certainly not the way that they wanted to start this season. Cody Cater gone with an injury, and Zerlon Tipton also out. Great running back for Central Michigan as Garland tries to pick up a few yards. And a lot of freshmen in that pile for Michigan, including Taco Charlton, true freshman from Ohio, 6'6", 270, wears number 33. There's Taco Charlton.
He looks good in a uniform too, you know?
As a senior, had 19 sacks. Heralded recruit for Brady Hoke in this defense of Michigan, as Anthony Garland is on the ground once again. In 18 seconds.
The way they develop players here at Michigan, when coaches have a smile on their face about a guy like Taco Charlton and some of those other guys like Derek Green, you can only imagine what they're going to be like down the road. Watch out, Big Ten.
And that is going to do it. 15th straight home win. Brady Hoke undefeated at home. 15-0 as a head coach of the University of Michigan. He improves overall to 20-7. And the Wolverines come away and with the big win here today, 59-9. A lot of talented freshmen for the Wolverines, and then some much needed work for Devin Gardner, and then obviously the return of Taylor Lewan, the outstanding left tackle for the Wolverines.
Well, Brady Hoke, undefeated at home. He'll enjoy this win just about until he gets to that tunnel over there to go up to the locker room, and then it's on to next week. That's what happens.
All right, let's send it down to Lisa Byington.
Guys, I don't know if he can even enjoy it that long. You said we have a lot of work to do. What work do you have to get done?
Well, obviously, we're not a disciplined football team. Too many penalties, right? Substitution errors. I didn't think we tackled as well as we need to tackle. You know, there's there's just all kinds of things.
But if we ask you to be very uncoach-like, give me one thing that you were pleased about here this afternoon.
I think we prepared hard all camp, but I think we need to do a better job as coaches.
What kind of decisions did Devin Gardner make today? You said that he was trying to force things in the first half. How did he do in the second half in your mind?
Well, you know, I think the second half he did a nice job. You know, the first half, I think we tried to force a couple things, and we've got to make good decisions there.
All right, thank you for the time.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right, thank you, Brady Hoke and Lisa Byington. A lot of work to be done for the Michigan Wolverines, even when asked about, well, one good thing. Coach couldn't even come up with that. Michigan wins it. It's a State Farm postgame report with Dave of the Gang in our Chicago studios. For Glenn Mason and Lisa Byington and our entire outstanding crew, I'm Matt Devlin. So long, everyone, from Ann Arbor.